All right, how did this stuff leak out? Anyway, the NFL's Compensation Committee meeting today to address Commissioner Roger Goodell's salary as he's reportedly seeking a huge payout. We're told something in the vicinity of $50 million. There could be a lot of other bennies in there. Former Miami Marlins president David Samson. I know baseball, but they're more common than you think in terms of how these pay issues are settled. Two-thirds of owners in baseball agree to changes or management issues, two-thirds of football owners, right?
It's really the same thing among sports teams. What you're really trying to do is run your league. And being the commissioner, it's a very big job. But at the same time, when you're talking about numbers like $50 million, you have to think about, does that make sense? And why is this news coming out now with the Compensation Committee meeting today? There's obviously a reason. There's a lot of consternation going on, a lot of issues with the NFL. It's going to be interesting to see what happens today.
A lot of people cynically think Jerry Jones or his people are leaking this, the Dallas Cowboys owner who's had run-ins with Goodell. What do you think?
That's the nicest way to put it, run-ins,
right.
Almost lawsuits. I would say leaks, 80% of leaks end up being true, and you have to think about what's the purpose of a leak, who's benefiting, and in this case, you have to think Jerry Jones is benefiting, because what's the public thinking when a word comes out about $50 million a year or a private plane for life? It's such easy fodder for pundits to make fun of and for regular fans.
We don't even know that's true, a private plane for life. It seems like an odd request. I mean, I
don't think it's odd at all, actually.
Really?
When you're the commissioner, I think commissioners generally travel privately. All the owners travel privately. And I think when you're used to traveling privately, you want to keep that benefit. But whether
even
it's
after
true,
you're done being commissioner.
Oh, for sure. But the best part is,
obviously, this is meant to embarrass him,
yes,
to get this out, and to what end? To get a growing fire of reject the guy.
I don't think it ends up in a rejection. I think it ends up with just some PR problems, which is the last thing the NFL needs. I think he will get rehired through 2024. At the end of the day, if he's at $50 million or $40 million, it's about $1.5 million per team with 32 teams.
It just seems like a lot of money for this.
Well,
how does it compare to baseball?
It's more. But the NFL is a bigger business. But Commissioner Manford, does he deserve $50 million? If he can get two-thirds of the owners to say he does, then guess what? That's what he'll get paid.
That's how it is. Do you think that this will get much of a groundswell of support? You don't seem to think beyond maybe Jerry Jones at this point. Maybe a couple of others who are sympathetic.
I think the fact is the Compensation Committee was given the power to negotiate with the commissioner, and that's what they're doing. Jerry Jones, to me, is just trying to throw darts in the air and trying to figure out if anything can stick. I don't think this sticks because I don't think he's got enough.
But it's enough to embarrass Goodell, right?
100%. But at the end of the day, he'll still be commissioner. He'll still have his pay. He'll still have his plane, and the embarrassment goes away. Unless he really has lost the faith of more than a third of the owners, he has nothing to worry about.
But a lot of owners seem to be thinking maybe we dodged the bullet on this whole national anthem thing. It's dissipating. But I don't know, switching around, seeing some of the stadiums this weekend, a lot of them were still empty or emptier, and that's unheard of. So I don't know.
I'm not sure they've dodged any bullets. I think that it's just issue upon issue with the NFL right now, and I think they have to really think about how they're going to deal, whether it's the anthem, whether it's the concussion scandal, whether it's the suspension of Elliott. All these things just keep happening, and now the story is Roger Goodell, declining ratings. The story should be the Eagles. The story should be the Patriots, the teams who are playing well, the teams who aren't playing well. Keep it on the field. That's a general rule of thumb in sports, and the NFL is violating it completely right now.
When baseball had to deal with the strike years back and everyone came back, I mean, how did it deal with the antipathy and the anger of fans and easing their angst?
I could argue pretty persuasively that it only dealt with it once McGwire and Sosa had their home run chase in 1998.
Right.
So the cynic in you and I could say it's hard to deal with until you have a great story on the field, so let's make sure we have a great story on the field. It didn't turn out to be so great in the rearview mirror with some of the issues with steroids.
So maybe you have some great, playoff possibilities or some Cinderella teams or something.
You need something good. You need something good, right? No cockfights and no arrests and no DUIs and domestic violence. You need something on the field that takes everybody's mind. Remember, NFL's entertainment, sports is entertainment. No one wants to read about $50 million a year.
Well, how does baseball handle the whole national anthem stuff?
They actually haven't had to, because only one player last year made an issue of it, and it went away quickly. Baseball is the only sport where they're actually not necessarily on the field for the anthem.
But a lot of them are.
Getting ready.
A lot of them are.
A lot are, and they're respectful of it, but it's 162 games, so it's an anthem every day. So it's hard to actually do something sustainable over that long period of time.
So you don't think this spreads to other sports or it's dying down, but football, it's still an issue?
I think it stays with football. It remains that way. I think that you've got leagues that are being pretty proactive dealing with their players because you don't want to alienate your fan base. It's not a smart move.
All right. David Samson, the former Miami Marlins President, how do you think Jeter's going to do with this team?
I hope he does great. He's going to play 162 games, his team will, and I hope they win more than they lose.